There's a new series on Netflix that I'm currently in love with. Disenchantment, which follows the misadventures of a tomboy drunkard princess, Bean, her pet-like demon Lucy, and a random, super positive elf that wandered into her life, aptly named Elfo. It doesn't take long to figure out that this series feels like Futurama, just set in the Dark Ages, and there's a good reason for that. Namely, because it is an extension of Futurama. Don't get me twisted here, I'm not saying that Disenchantment is set 2,000 years before Futurama, like I'm sure every nerdy blog is saying right now. No, I believe that Disenchantment and the Kingdom of Dreamland are from the contemporary Futurama universe. Okay, so remember when Futurama got canceled, like the first time back in 2003? Seriously, I graduated from high school and then they canceled one of my favorite series without any warning. No, hey, this is the final episode of Futurama lead-ups or anything. I only realized it was canceled because of an internet list of series not getting renewed. That was dirty, Fox. Well, after Futurama found some rating success on Adult Swim, 4 new straight-to-DVD movies came out. Bender's Big Score, The Beast with a Billion Backs, Bender's Game, and Into the Wild Green Yonder. Fun fact, at the end of the last movie, it was considered the second time the series was canceled, only to get picked up again as a series on Comedy Central and get canceled for a third time a few years later. Where's the love? Anyways, Bender's Game is our tie-in. After being accused of not having an imagination by Cubert and Dwight, Bender sets out to prove the kids wrong by playing their knockoff version of Dungeons and Dragons. So, they're all playing tabletop RPGs, yada yada yada, the fantasy world becomes real, and all the Futurama characters are turned into various fantasy characters, then a huge war versus mom breaks out. Now, even though the movie fixates on the notion that 30th century residents are transported into this fake world, we do see a number of other creatures too. Namely, Mom's army is full of a race of beasts that were definitely not taken out of the real world. So we know for sure that this world was populated with the equivalent of NPCs, and because Bender had something to prove and was totally overkilling the notion that he had this great imagination, that probably means he created an entire planet with various characters, races, kingdoms, and magical elements. The Kingdom of Dreamland could have easily been part of Bender's designed fantasy world. I mean, just look at King Zog's crown. Both he and Prince Derek have an antenna, which is something that Bender has repeatedly mentioned as a sign of manliness in the robot world. Yet it makes absolutely no sense to employ in a fantasy world. And this is based on gender because Princess Bean and Queen Una don't have antennas on their crowns. Don't forget that King Zog shares a voice with Bender, and a nearly identical one, which actually makes perfect sense if Zog was designed by Bender to be the kingly human counterpart of Bender. There's also countless comments in Disenchantment that don't fit in the time era we're looking at, almost as if the rules for this world came from the future and from a person who wasn't a historian. Then we have Easter eggs directly related to Futurama, like Fry's exact hairstyle being in a wig shop. So Dreamland being an extended part of Bender's Game makes so much fitting sense. For those of you who recall the end of Bender's Game, yes, I'm aware that Mammon appears to destroy the fantasy world and return everything to normal, but if we study that scene, all we know for certain is that Mom's lair got destroyed. We have no reason to believe that all those NPCs didn't keep going on with their regular lives after the Futurama cast vanished. After an entire world is created, it doesn't have to be destroyed, it's just out there in the universe doing its own thing. Or if you prefer a Saint Elsewhere type of explanation, that fantasy world from Bender's Game, including Dreamland, could be some internal program that Bender wrote for himself to be better at imaginative gameplay, and it's still running somewhere inside his circuits. So everybody in Disenchantment would be kind of a Sims 4 deal, running open in the background with nobody playing it. Either way you like it, I am 1000% convinced that Futurama and Dreamland are connected, which indirectly makes The Simpsons connected too, since Bender canonically stayed in Homer's basement for hundreds of years. It might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Well, that's all I have for now, but this video's not quite over yet. I get a lot of comments that say, do a theory on this topic, but I've already done those theories. So please consider going to my main channel page and clicking on the video tab so that way you can see everything I've done. You will probably find a lot of things you like that you never even knew that I posted. I want to let you know that I also have two other channels, Say Halo Goodbye Gaming and the Fanily Family Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed enough to hit subscribe and share. I can use all the help I can get to let other people know that this channel exists. And if you made it this far, leave me a comment that says something like, hey, I made it to the end. And then let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. I can't make any promises, but the more people that request something, the more I can look into it. Okay, well, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.